Welcome to the Makeover Your Mindset podcast. I'm Cassie McKenzie. Think of me as your BFF for manifestation and high vibe mindset makeovers. It's my personal mission to turn your inspiration into action so you can be, do, and have everything you've ever dreamed of having in life. This podcast will focus a ton on creating fulfilling relationships with money, friends, and soulmates, and inspire you to have fun so you can live the most extraordinary life you've ever imagined. If you're ready to take to the next step, then you've come to the right place. Thanks again for joining me. Now let's begin. Hello, my manifestation queen. I have not just one, but two major announcements. So first of all, you have an incredible opportunity to participate in a brand new free 3-day challenge that I'm running on my Facebook group, or in my Facebook group, the Badass Manifestation Queen. This challenge is designed to give you an overview of manifestation, but to also dig deep into the beginning of 2020 to see exactly how you are going to manifest your best year yet, and really choose those areas of your life that you want to focus in and improve, and have that guidance from me and a free day challenge with prizes and things too. So go to makeoveryourmindset.com/activate to get in on this amazing challenge that's going to be running. I'm also going to be recording the episodes and putting them on the podcast, so you'll be able to listen to them here too. Second announcement that I will be making tomorrow is there is an amazing new program that you are going to be able to have access to. It's been on my heart for a long time, and it is designed for you to become a true manifestation queen in multiple areas of your life, to master the art of manifestation so that you can apply it over and over and over again on your own. Bust through the old blocks and things that have been holding you back and keeping you small, and really have a chance to not only get to know yourself, but know the lessons that you've learned in the past and how we can shift that into your power, so that when you finish this program, you are going to be walking with your head held high, smile on your face, and you will know that your abundance is on the way. So stay tuned for more details. And in the meantime, go to makeoveryourmindset.com/activate or DM me if you'd like to find out more about this special program that's getting released tomorrow. Again, it's the Badass Manifestation Queen group on Facebook, and makeoveryourmindset.com/activate. It'll be in the show notes. Just click on there, get all signed up. And for this episode of the Makeover Your Mindset podcast, I have a very special guest. Monica Shepherd is a naturopath from Australia, and she helps women suffering from a wide range of mental health conditions get to the root cause. But also, she is an expert on spiritual awakenings, finding your auras, and embracing your abundance and really your inner authenticity. So I had an amazing time getting to know Monica on this podcast episode, and I know that you're going to love her too. You can find her at The Organic Naturopath on Instagram, and all the info will be in the show notes. So this is going to be a good little course on energy around money and manifestations and abundance, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Cannot wait to be bringing you this challenge that's coming this week and all the good stuff this year. Thank you all so much. And if you feel like leaving a 5-star review on iTunes, or I guess it's a 5-star rating or a review saying that you love this podcast, I love reading each and every one of these reviews, y'all. Also, if you'd like to, reach out to me on Instagram and tag this episode, I love seeing them on the Insta stories, and I love sharing them with all of my followers too, so that they can hear your feedback about the episodes as well. So again, I'm at Makeover Your Mindset on Instagram, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you. I appreciate you all so much. And here's the episode. So, welcome back to another episode of the Makeover Your Mindset podcast. Oh my God, I'm so excited today. We have a very special guest, Monica Shepherd. Oh my goodness, this one is going to be fun. I can tell already. And so, Monica is on all the interwebs as the organic naturopath, and she helps people who are suffering from a wide range of mental health conditions and mood disorders to get to that root cause so you can be highly functional and feel balanced, and work with diets specific for each person and individual nutrition and herbal supplements. But also she's had a lot of experience with energy work, with spiritual awakenings, and with like manifestation stuff that I can't wait to talk about. So welcome, Monica.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful to be able to share some of these nuggets of gold with all of you.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I've had a really big journey. I was raised a Seventh-day Adventist, which is a type of Christian, and through that, I was married when I was only 18, which is not uncommon in that religion. But when I was about 21 and I was working out in the world, I started to really realize that there's lots of different ways of thinking and being. And I left the church and left that marriage as well.
Yeah.
After that point, it's almost like going into a different culture. There was foods I'd never eaten before. There was ways of dressing that I'd never dressed. And I would have really described myself as an atheist.
Wow.
And then I had this experience living in central Queensland, surrounded by all these beautiful Indigenous people, where I was able to have a really beautiful spiritual awakening, where I realized the power of our thoughts. And I've always been really intuitive, but both that belief system of growing up in the religion and also society as well doesn't tend to encourage that, as we know, had mean that, I'd kind of kept that intuition to myself a lot. And from that point in time, being able to accept what I could see, being able to accept the messages that came through, that I could see auras, it really, really opened my mind. Since then, obviously, I've become a naturopath, so I do love chemistry and I do love biochemistry, but I also love quantum physics. I also love energy, and I love teaching other people, how to embrace that energy in their everyday lives and in their minds and their hearts and their souls.
Yeah.
It can start so simply. One of the things I often say to people is just use your imagination. Because I don't know about you, but I find whether it's receiving a message or whether it's manifesting something, you don't want to force it.
Right.
You just want to allow it a little bit and a little bit. So I might say something like, imagine that you could see the person's aura next to you. What might that look like? Imagine it. What would it look like if you could? And then what if you have to tell them what it looks like? Well, what would you say? And it's amazing, just a simple technique like that, what comes up for people and how that opens them to their own abilities, their own innate abilities that we all have. We all have this ability to be connected to energy. It's just allowing that a little bit fun.
Yes. Oh my gosh, totally. I'm an NLP practitioner, and there's very similar questions that you ask, because your subconscious brain always knows the answer, or your higher self always knows the answer. And so, but we're all like so accustomed, like you said, to, society tells us the answers are found outside of us, right? So, a lot of times when I'm working with clients and they say that they don't know, or they'll say, I'll ask them a question and they're like, I don't know. Or is there anything else in there? Like, what do you really want to do? I don't know. And it's like, well, if you did know, then what would it be? And just even those simple questions, like, well, if you could see that aura, then what would it look like?
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's exactly the simple process that starts to enable it. Yeah. And, for some people, it might be simple, like they start with being able to see auras, and then they start with dreams, which was kind of the progression that I had. It started with auras, it started with being able to see chakras and the energy, and then to having dreams that were actual visions of events that had happened to my clients, so that I could really see something that needed to be cleared. And, it's a progression like anything, even your physical health. You go to exercise once, but, you're going to get better fitness the more you go. And it's the exact same with, your mindset, with manifesting, with beliefs. You continually allow it and let it happen and unfold as it should. Yeah.
Totally. That's why, like, a lot of people who are brand new at manifesting tend to be really good at it from the start, or at the beginning. And then, like, there'll be this peak, and then they're like, things become like harder and stuff for them. But it's mainly because there's no resistance at the beginning. There's no expectation, right? So you're just
Yep.
doing it, following it along, and you're like, oh, wow, that worked. Let me try that again. And then we become naturally more like forceful around that.
Yeah. I can relate to that so much. Yeah, so true. I recently was introduced to a manifestation technique that I've never done before. And once again, it sounds really simple. I was told, write a list of 20 things, half of them quite small and half of them things that you're really resistant to. You think they're so big, that's not really possible. And once the little things start happening, there's signs from the universe and to yourself that you're in the right flow, you're on the right path. So I wrote this list and then I put the list away.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to look at the list every day. I wasn't going to wonder how or when this is going to happen. I'm like, the list is done. It can go away. And then every day I'll just do something that puts me in a high vibration, in my vortex, in my flow, even if that's something simple like, listening to music that makes me feel really awesome. Within 2 weeks, more than half of my list had manifested. It was amazing. And I had what I considered small things, but other people like, that's not small. Like, I wanted to be in a newspaper, for example. That was one of my small things. Happened. I'd forgotten about it, but then a lady contacted me and said, oh, by the way, we're doing this article, we have to take a part. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll see what I can do.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then it was really interesting because once I got to the last 5 things on my list, that was when I was like, ooh, I have some fears and blockages that I really needed to work through. Yeah, I was almost paralyzed for a whole weekend. Once I got to that point, I'm like, oh, there's these fears and blockages that I really had to deal with. And they might have been simple beliefs that I've had. Like growing up as a Christian, I believe that if you are materially wealthy, maybe morally you're not such a good person.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think that happens often, though.
Yeah. So that was a big one to face because, of course, it's just not true. Whether you're a morally good or bad person doesn't always equate to how much material abundance you do or don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you can be a fantastic person and have plenty of material abundance.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Yeah. So that was really interesting going through all of that mindset. And then, I just went on and created a new list after that. So
there you go.
I'm like, I'm not usually much of a list writer, but it enabled me to focus.
Yeah.
That this is particularly what I would like to see manifesting rather than, we're always manifesting, as you know, we're always putting different signals out to the universe, but it kind of enabled me to go, what signals am I putting out at the moment and make them a bit more concrete, a bit more clear.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So how long ago was this where you made your list?
This was only 6 weeks ago.
Okay,
So
cool.
new. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Yeah, it's amazing when you put things out on paper, like you're constantly co-creating with the universe. So you've got the universal forces and laws at work, but then you've got your subconscious brain or higher self or whatever you want to call it, like at work too, like working together. And like, you've got to have a clear idea of what you want, or else you give, God and the universe nothing to work with, right? Like they're kind of like I always equate it to like sending my husband to the grocery store without a list, right?
Yes,
It's
that's such
like,
a
I'm
good
flying blind here. I have no idea what to get you. Like, I might come home with beer and some toilet paper. Did you need both of those or not? No, I'm like, no,
Yeah,
I didn't want that.
that is such a good analogy. I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that. Yeah, that is exactly what I've done. I wanted not just beer and toilet paper. I wanted some other things to manifest.
I want that plastic lawn chair that's at the front that hasn't sold. And then I also want like some, maybe, I don't know, I haven't had Diet Coke in a month or a year, but maybe some of that.
That is such an example. And I can tell you an experience within that list that I had as well. In not being specific,
Mm-hmm.
I said one of the things I would like to manifest is I don't actually want to pay for my supplements as a naturopath. I would like some companies to approach me.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I said though. I was not specific. So the first company that approached me, they did like this vegan phytoplankton powder, and I was like, universe, I'm not a whale. Like that wasn't quite what I meant.
Yeah.
Like that's lovely, but I was like, oh, I was not specific enough. So
Yeah.
the second time I was like, no, universe, it needs to be a herbal supplement. So
Right.
this
Yeah.
company approaches me with a herbal sexual tonic, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that either. You're
Not
not being specific enough. So it's,
like a Cialis. Here's some herbal Viagra.
I was like, what? My friends thought it was hilarious, but
I think it's hilarious.
I was like, here's a lesson on being specific sometimes, and yeah, narrowing down exactly what it is that you want to manifest. Because the universe is like, is this right? Just like your husband, who'll be at the grocery store going, is this what you want? You're like, oh, hold on, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you. Yeah. A list is definitely way more effective. Sure.
Specific list too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Specific is what you want, but not specific again in the how it's
mhm.
gonna happen or
Right.
the outcome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I I really do believe in the whole this or something better. You know what I mean? Like you hold that vision of what you want and then like you did, you put it in a drawer, you let it go, but like you always knew at some level either whatever you asked for or something better would be coming your way. Then you don't get so like hung up on whether it's arrived or not, right? Because you know that it's coming anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I know that it's coming. You've got to have a bit of, it depends what word you want to use. I like to say knowing because faith and trust sound like really big words, but I like to say I know that it's going to happen. So I don't need to worry about it so
Yeah.
much that I'm so focused on it, it can't manifest. Because
Yeah.
I'm looking right at this cake cooking. I should just let it cook.
Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
that cake's cooking. It'll be ready for me at the right time. Don't get me wrong. I'm turning the heat up.
I know, right. It's sort of like a baby, like I've heard it use the analogy of, the gestation time of a baby is 9 months. So like from becoming pregnant to having the baby, there's 9 months and you wouldn't want the baby to come in 1 month. You wouldn't want it to come in 6 months. So it does all come at the right time, the right divine timing where everything, and you're ready for it and they're ready for it. And you can't stop it from coming at that point. Right. So
No, it's coming whether you want to do it or not.
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
coming at the right time. And it's going to take 9 months regardless of what you do or don't do.
Right.
But during those 9 months, if you're nurturing that baby, if you're nurturing yourself, if you're getting ready for it,
Yeah.
that's the best path to take. And
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, good
Yeah.
analogy. The same with my cake cooking. I don't want it to be all gooey in the middle. I
Yeah.
want a really good cake.
Exactly. So, okay, how about this? So when you combine the both of them, so like you combine energy and with like the energy of money, do you work with that too? And, like play around with that? Because I've started playing around a lot with that and it's amazing when it just seems like it'd be too simple to explain it all away as it's all just the energy and the feelings we have towards money can
Yeah.
determine how much shows up in your life. And but it really is that simple. And I think it's a total like it totally plays with the minds of people who've never heard that before or can't like wrap their heads around it, that yeah, there really is like an energy of money. So tell me about your experience with that.
Yeah, that's been a big journey for me again as well. And for me, I had to get rid of a lot of the beliefs that weren't serving me around money. I had, a lot of those blockages or funny feelings towards money.
Right.
It's almost like I was like, oh, it's not okay to say that I like money.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, and once again, once I'm like, I love money. Money enables me to help other people. Money enables me to do my life purpose. Money is beautiful. Money is just energy. Money comes and goes. Money flows. Getting on that right vibration of money. And the other thing as well is people who are abundant don't tend to worry or stress a lot about money.
Yeah.
So one of the interesting things I also had to work on when I was becoming more abundant was like, I can't actually focus too much on this as well and stress and worry about it, because that is not what abundance feels like. It feels like I've got enough money to do the things I love, and it comes to me in different ways. And yeah, these simple belief systems that we have around money can make such a big difference. So yeah, because we associate as well a certain level of work with money. We have all these things in place that, we really have to question. And for me, it's been a big journey at questioning a lot of these. And once I worked out what I really believed about money and worked on that, then the money flowed.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's amazing how it does. Like the less you worry about it, and the more like tied to even quantum physics and all that it is. I read a book, had it out the other day, The Happy Pocket Full of Money, and it starts out with 4 chapters on quantum, theory, quantum physics around the energy of money and energy of just everything in life. And then it goes chapter by chapter on different topics as it relates to that, like circumstances, and how to just constantly remember how much abundance and wealth there is out there. But I know it's interesting because we're holding that retreat in, or we the royal we.
I'm coming with you, Galore.
Absolutely, it's so close.
At the right time, I will be with you. Don't worry.
Yes, and there's there's a group that I follow now on Facebook in Canggu, if you're familiar with Canggu, Bali, and over the weekend there was a girl who posted something about wanting to connect with with 6-figure entrepreneurs who just like kind of like a mastermind to all bring everybody up to a like a level of I mean it's a pretty common thing to do when you want to be in that energy of abundance and stuff. So, but there were a lot of people commenting about like, oh, well, people just take money from other people and blah, 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 like a lot of negativity around it. And she's like, listen, like, there's nothing bad about having money and being spiritual and being successful, right? Like, you're not going to do any good if you are making yourself small because you think it's not a spiritual thing to have money, right? Because the greater amount you have, the more impact you can have, the more people can find out about you, the more of that ripple effect, like the more people you can treat and you can reach, and can find out about healthier ways of living, otherwise you won't have the income to invest in yourself, to meet more people and connect, and like you won't be able to work less and make more, right? So that you can meet more people. Like at some time you have to stop trading your time for money, so that because you're going to run out of time eventually, right?
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. And I don't know about you, but I do find that part of that is that scarcity mentality and that consumerism society that's put out there, where we're told there's not enough for everyone. But that's just not true. There is heaps of abundance and there is enough for everyone. And part of being a really spiritual person is showing that you've been able to manifest abundance, and you can help other people get to the same point in their lives as well. And yeah, you're right. Who we hang around, who we sit with, who we associate with,
Yeah.
that is going to help us get on a certain vibration as well. So
Absolutely. Oh, totally. Yeah. Because I'm like such a proponent of like connecting with other women, helping to promote, it doesn't even have to be women, just like great people that are out there doing things to try to change lives and spread these sorts of messages so that, the whole world can be a better place if more of us are thinking this way, right? Because
yes,
it's the scarcity, in my opinion, that like can cause some of the bad things that people could do around
yes,
money, right? Or but
absolutely.
then again, you take someone that wouldn't naturally do bad things with money and give them, or they earn a whole, shit ton of it, and they can help the people who don't have a lot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
amazing.
money in the right hands of the right people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh my
So
God.
much about our society believes, we're taught we're not enough, we're not deserving. We are all enough and we are all deserving and we're born worthy and deserving
Yeah,
without doing a single thing. I mean,
yeah,
I think when I had my daughter and here's this beautiful baby who was born completely worthy of unconditional love and abundance. And she hasn't even done a single thing yet. She couldn't even walk yet, couldn't crawl,
yeah,
couldn't say my name, none of that, but already worthy. And that goes the same with all of us.
yeah,
We
definitely.
absolutely deserve it, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong.
I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, all she could really do was eat and poop on you, and she was still
Very
deserving.
much. And she did that. That she did, and she did that well. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that brings some
Um,
memory back. So
That's what,
interesting.
like I say, God doesn't like get in the giant DJ booth in the sky and say, "Hey, by the way, Monica, you are not deserving," but everybody else is.
Yeah, exactly. So that belief that we all have that God is, He singled you out as not being
Yeah,
worthy of abundance.
yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry about that.
I know.
That's not true. So
Totally.
yeah,
I love
as
it. I
long as
agree.
we have, yeah, controlling our thoughts and what we think around money, and then our feelings around it too. Which I think we touched on a bit when we talked about not being stressed or worried about it, but
Mhm.
having that feeling of stability, that feeling of flow.
Yeah.
That is also the right place to come from as well. Like, what does money feel like to you?
Yeah. So how do you personally answer that question? Like, how would you describe like financial freedom, or how having an abundance of money feels? Because a lot of times, I think constantly I teach that you have to put yourself in the shoes of that version of you that already has the
Yeah,
money you want in the money. But like a lot of people, if they haven't been there before, then they don't know even what they would feel like once they're there. So how do you explain that to people?
to me, it feels like peace. That's the best way I can describe it. Is all those good feelings of peace and even love.
Mm-hmm.
That's a emotion and feeling that people wouldn't necessarily associate with financial freedom. But for me, I feel more love. I
Mm-hmm.
feel love with life. I feel love with other people. I feel love and appreciation that I'm able to provide for me and my daughter. That I'm able to be in a place where this is not just a career, but I'm fully focused on my life purpose and helping other souls home. That's what financial freedom feels like to me. It feels like peace and love, and I allow more and more of those feelings in all the time,
Right.
because those feelings, that vibration is always there. I just allow it more in all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it enables me to do what I love to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
And because when you think about it, anytime you focus on feeling anxiety or worry, or like, I don't know, I mean, with hormones, with women, with men, there are going to be times that you get really pissed off, and just own it.
yeah,
And it's like, but you don't live there, you don't decide to live in that spot, because
yeah,
that's when, for me especially, like the like reptilian mode blinders go on, and I'm like, ugh, you know, like you don't see opportunities around because you're so focused on like the BS that's happening around you. You know what I mean? So, but when on the other flip side, yeah, anytime you can feel those, it's just like a big exhale, you know, like the weight is off your shoulders, the, you know, like that, the tense is gone. It's just, you're able to sit and relax and not worry about a thing, right? It feels like vacation. That's why I'm always like, I want to build a life that feels like a vacation.
Cool. And for me, to get there as well, you have to appreciate where you're at already and where you've already been.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can have abundance and love around us already, but we don't even recognize it. So
Yeah.
you almost have to celebrate the shit out of all those little things so
Yeah.
that the big things can come, you know? And
Yeah.
it might be really little for some people at first. It might be like, yes, I had enough money to buy a takeaway coffee today. If that's something that, you know, thrills you, then
Yeah.
be super appreciative and grateful for that.
Yeah.
And that allows more and more in. You know, it can't come from a place of, I've got nothing, you know,
Yeah.
I'm completely destitute, and hope to attract more, because, you know, then all the universe is getting is just your want or your lack of what you desire.
Exactly. Yeah. Like perfect example was, um, when we moved to Florida, we moved to be closer to my family, my parents, but we were living about 4 hours from where we are now, and in a townhouse that was like in the suburbs, and we had moved from like a big city in Southern California. We moved from San Diego, so we were just kind of like,
Wow.
now what do we do with ourselves, right? And we weren't really happy, but I mean, at first we were happy. I mean, it was a brand new place. I shouldn't say that. Like, it's a brand new house that we were able to build. There was a lot to celebrate and stuff, you know? And
Yeah.
but like once we came to check out the city we live in now, we were just like fell totally in love with it and everything. And we were like, oh my God, this is great. We really want to live there. But it was like at least a year before that actually materialized for a few different reasons. I think we weren't quite ready to move yet. You know, some things had to fall into place. But it was like as soon as we made that decision, and there's like that vibration of your decision being concrete and like this is happening, like it's locked in, it's happening. And there's that moment where that happens, and I automatically notice that I switch into looking at the house like, gosh, I really do love this place. I'm just going to enjoy, you know, like we're probably not going to be here all that much longer. Like, let's just embrace it. Like, love the fact, you know, that we have a great place here, and it's, you know, all the memories that we've already built with the kids, and, you know,
Yeah.
just take advantage of the few weekends left that we have. And this was before my husband even like had an interview to move across the state. So, but
Yeah.
everything fell into place like this, like the right house opened up here in the like the best, the only street that has a sidewalk and a big backyard, like all these things that if we forced it, it would have been like not the right match, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And so,
It does make
but
sense.
like as soon as you lock in that feeling of, well, it's happening anyway, so I shouldn't get locked in on, I mean, not, I mean, wrapped up in the time it's taking, because that really is going to pass anyway, right? And
Yeah.
really just embrace, okay, well, let me just enjoy the last few days of living at this level of life
Yeah.
before we up level into another one, right?
I can so relate to that. That has been where I've been so many times where I'm like, oh, this is going to change. So I'm just going to appreciate this experience I've had for this last year, these last few months, and where I'm at right now, because I'm not going to be here again. It's going to be completely different.
Yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
that's the right space to come from.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I think everyone can feel that. Yeah.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
hope you guys listening, you heard that part. Take notes and just embody that whole feeling if you can. Because I think
Yeah.
it's important to say things like 5 or 6 different ways, you know, because you
Yeah.
never know what's going to resonate with you or with me or with the next person. So that's interesting. Yeah. So that's cool. So you get it. I get it. That's awesome. So,
Yeah, talking about feeling it, because sometimes that's where we can go wrong with affirmations. We
yeah.
can say these words, but we don't believe it, we don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can say something like, I'm at peace, but inside you're like, I'm not at peace.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Sure.
like, that's not going to work for you so well. You can say that 100 times a day. If
Yeah.
you're not feeling that, you're not really there.
Yeah.
And so that is not going to change your course. Yeah.
Right. So like when you're doing energy work, can you tell where someone's blocked, or if someone said, can you tell like where someone would have like a money block per se, or like where certain things could be?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what I'll see first usually is their aura, and I'll have a look at that. And often, sometimes there's things that aren't integrated, like maybe their heart space is not integrated to their throat space, and so they're not really speaking from their heart, and they're not able to speak at all what their truth is. So we balance that, and then yeah, as far as a money blockage that could exist in any of their chakras depending on where the block is. It could be their base chakra. It could be, hey, I don't have a good family base. I don't have, a really stable environment, and that's really blocking me from manifesting more of money that's going to make me feel more stable. I'm not going to feel comfortable with that. Or it could be, in where they're digesting the information from their food in their life, and they're going, oh, I don't know what to do with that much money and I can't digest that into my life. And so that's a blockage as well. Absolutely. It can look really different for each person, of course.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
but yeah, and also it's whatever comes through from the universe and what they're meant to hear right now. But I love ending a bit of an energy healing with, there's lots of the archangels and goddesses and gods, and someone always comes through for a person going, I want to work with you on the next month. And, when you're feeling like your way is not clear or you're not sure, call on this goddess or this archangel over the next month. So that's really beautiful as well, because as you know, we're not just three-dimensional beings. There are other dimensions, and they are there to help us when we give them permission to. So we're not on our own. We're not on our own.
Yeah. Well, like back in, I had my second Reiki, like, and Tibetan healing, like we, at the same time, and this was back in January, but it was about a week after, or a few days after my one of my dogs like suddenly passed away. And so at the end she does this thing where she like holds you up in the angel wings, and then she's like, yeah, at the end, like I saw this little black thing come around and I like shoot it off for a minute, and then it came around to the other side of the table and was like laid its head on your shoulder, and she's like, that was Ozzy came to visit you, and I was like, oh my God, okay, well that's great.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's so beautiful.
So
Yeah.
he's like my little guardian angel up there somewhere. But yeah, we always called him my shadow anyway, because he was just like, wherever I went, he was an Australian Shepherd and a Latin mix. So yeah, he was just constantly like, my husband would always joke about, he's like, that dog has like, there's something that like, he's just wildly obsessed with you, and it's like a little sick. I'm like, no, it's so cute.
I don't need personal space. It's fine.
Yeah, I know Ozzy. Yeah, but he was also like, he had some sick things going on too. Like just like bad, back stuff. And then after having the kids, I guess, it was just he apparently, according to Mo, decided that it was time for him to go. Maybe he'll come back one day. I'm hoping.
Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, they'll come when we need them to. And yeah, we have universal resources at our aid when we need them, as well as earthly resources. There's always going to be other people that we meet on our journey who are willing to help us, and we're willing to help them, and we all lead each other along on this soul journey in our manifestations, in fulfilling our life purposes, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, that's not every person that you meet. Not everybody is going to be like, hey, I'm here to help you on your journey, but the right people will.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love that. Oh, well, tell everyone who's listening to you where they can find you, and what are you working on? And yeah, that's usually the last thing I ask. Like, is there anything else that you want everyone to know, or you want to leave them with?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. It's just at the Organic Naturopath, and that's a beautiful place where I share a lot of things from my heart and my soul. I do a lot of lives with people from all over the world, and we share stories. We talk a lot about mental health and mental well-being, and that's been amazing.
Yeah.
And I have some webinars coming up really soon, which you'll find on my Facebook page. So we're talking about anxiety hacks and stress solutions, as well as how to have a really happy home environment. So I've always got a lot going on, but this is the next little chunks that are happening, and I'm really excited to be able to help people up level in their mental well-being. It's just as important as all other aspects of our health. But yeah, my biggest, I guess, parting words are that you are all worthy, beautiful souls who are so deserving of material abundance and abundance in every sense of the word.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, I will definitely have to collaborate on things in the future too, because I really love this. So thank you so much for taking your time out of your day. I know it's midday there. It's almost
Yeah.
9 here, but by the magic of the internet, we were able to talk, and I love that.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much too.
Ollie.
Thank you so much for choosing to push play on another episode of the Makeover Your Mindset podcast. If you absolutely loved today's episode, please take a minute to screenshot the episode, put it on Instagram, tag me, and let me know what's working for you. I absolutely love hearing from each and every one of you, and I love being able to bring this podcast to you on a weekly basis. Also, please take a minute if you're loving the podcast and leave a rating and a review. I absolutely love each and every review that's been put on iTunes. They help us reach more people, help more people find out about the Makeover Your Mindset podcast, and keep the good stuff coming to you. Thanks again so much. I love you all, and I look forward to meeting here again next week.